What's poppin', y'all? This Akademiks-Drake relationship is a very interesting one because Drake's going through it badly, and it took him to the point where he's basically spitting in Akademiks' face, whether Akademiks wants to believe it or not. It's one of those things where everybody else sees it except the one individual. And this started with my knowledge of it was this account, Cloud King XX. It's a Kendrick account, like he's got a Kendrick face, but he did good documentation of this, and this later got proved to be right. So it's not just some theory. So what happened was there was this guy, Chris Blake Griffith, who I guess he's a stylist, clothing designer, worked with brands. He's one of those people that has relationships. And he was cool with Gervonta Davis, GTB, Gervonta Tank, Gervonta GTD, whatever the hell it's called. Gervonta Davis, and apparently he's also got an OVO tattoo on him. We'll get to this a little bit later. So he gets kicked out of Gervonta Davis' team. He explains why later. We're not really interested too much in those details, but he was really close with OVO too, and he was working with Stefan Diggs on this collection. So what happened was there was video footage that came out by TMZ of this guy, Chris Blake Griffith, who's from Baltimore, Maryland, the same city that Gervonta Davis is from. And Stefan Diggs' brother and two friends robbed this guy, and he says they had knives and guns, and they said, yo, what's up with that chrome? I don't want to make fun of the guy. I'm laughing at the situation. Like, yo, come up off that chrome. And then there's three of them in there. They're trying to pull him out, whatever the case may be. So they end up going to prison for this or doing some time. This guy had worked with OVO before, Under Armour. He had done a lot of stuff. He puts out these texts between him and Drake when their reputation, or not when his reputation falls off. So this guy posts these conversations with Drake on IG, and people think he's crashing out because he starts calling Stefan Diggs. He says he rolls the other way. Like Stefan Diggs is messing with guys. And I don't watch football. I didn't know what a Stefan Diggs was. I didn't know who Stefan Diggs was. I didn't even know what the guy looked like. But anyway, in the DMs, this guy, Chris Blake Griffith, posts a bunch of these gloves that he was supposed to sign for OVO's team. He was supposed to have Gervonta Davis sign them for his team. And then he goes, and this is where we got to talk about these Drake fans, man. Yo, these Drake fans are something like you've got grown men. I'm talking like 30. I used to think Jay-Z fans were something else, but I think a lot of Jay-Z stans are from New York, and they're kind of like, when you're from New York, you want to show love, but you don't want to be deriding. Like you're like, yeah, you know he nice. Yeah, that's a legend. I respect him for this and that. But the way they talk about Drake, like this guy's from college days playing Views on repeat with the volume turned all the way down in my sleep in hopes of helping you attain another number one to tatting the owl on my skin. Like, what? Yo, this is something that teenage girls would be doing for for One Direction and Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande tracks. They're like, yeah, I'm making sure to stream that just so you can get a number one. Like, what the hell is this? This guy's in college doing this. From standing outside your shows in the cold with my baby broski whose OVO deal fell through the cracks after coming to Toronto to link 40 at Soda Studios, to arguing with Gervonta about charging $0 to put the OVO owl patch on the shorts when he fought on the Mayweather versus McGregor undercard, simply because I saw the vision. From always offering tickets to all the OVO guys for every fight that I'd pay out of pocket for because Gervonta would say they got the money. Now, he did say that whenever these guys would come out, he would show them a good time. So we got to give him credit there. And the reason why this is even more odd is because this guy's had a relationship with Drake for who knows how long, and he's still talking like with extra glaze on it. Like it's a Krispy Kreme factory over here. He goes on this really, he's like, I'm not your op, champ. We're going to skip a lot of this. You hurt a fan today, broski. God bless. Hope your best days are ahead. Forever grateful. CB, Chris Blake Griffin or whatever. And then Drake says, you asking me to post a tape about you ratting on people, G. I just don't really come from a family or a friend group or a city where that's acceptable. I live by a code that's become low. First, let's keep it a buck. Number one, Drake said that he was raised by his mom, and he was the poorest kid in the richest Jewish neighborhood in Metro Toronto area. So they lived in some basement. She wanted him to live in a great neighborhood. The guy was talking about, having a bar mitzvah and all that. So when did this group city, I know the one that he grew up in wasn't like that. So did this start when he turned 16, 17, 18? Like after people had been doing juvie time and then he just adopted this new lifestyle, or what's the deal with that? Because I'm not saying Drake's not rolling like that now, but for the majority of Drake's childhood and adolescence, which is where most people get screwed with this stuff in in terms of getting into gang activity, crime, etc. He was sheltered from that. So as a grown man, he decided to get into this, if he is at all into this. We all just got to deal with our own stuff off of here. Not telling you to be no super gangster or tell you what to do, but it made me feel super weird. You would think I'd be into supporting that type of stuff. And then he said, a dude tried me on some while I was designing his collection and styling him, Stephon Diggs. I didn't go. And then he sent 2 dudes to off me at my crib to suppress his secret. That's not ratting, champ. I survived the hit and he had money on my head, so I spoke up. That's like me telling you that you ratted for pulling Universal's card because they played with you in front of the entire world. Okay, he's kind of spitting right now. And then Drake goes on to say, I mean, I don't know no details, fam. I'm just showing you outside perception. I think there's better ways to go about it, is my opinion. Me and Universal is like if Nike was funding a campaign about LeBron cheating on his wife, not Adidas or Reebok. Nike, the company he been with since he started. My situation is not no street-ish. This is actually a good example that Drake is making here, in that this guy is talking about, oh no, this, because he goes on Akademiks, he talks about, yo, this isn't ratting, I'm from the streets. The reason why he's upset at Drake is because he said Drake called him a rat, and he said he didn't ask him to post this tape. He just asked for feedback. Drake maybe thought he wanted him to post it, but Drake heard it, and it sounded like he was pointing out names. And I understand Drake's perspective from this, but this guy is saying, and I will give this guy credit, he is very particular with his words and very consistent with his story. So I think if Drake told him and responded to him and said, hey man, I can't post this, people could potentially interpret this as me co-signing what they would assume is you ratting, right? I'm not saying that, but whatever. I'm assuming that this guy may not have reacted in the way that he did or gotten emotional about it or whatever the case may be, but I don't know. But I think the unfollow is really what sent him over the edge. And with Drake, the situation is, it's not some street stuff. He's right. It is corporate. However, it is being a baby and a sore loser, because it's something that they for sure did it for him when he was going up against Meek Mill. They were gassing his songs up. Back to Back was getting gassed up. So it's for sure unfair the way that Drake is trying to treat it. Anyway, everybody before me that tried the label was too eccentric, so they wrote them off as crazy, and they never had to pay for their sins and mistakes. I'm going to change that and make the building a safer place for every artist moving forward. Your issue is personal and involves violence, and I just think the way you're doing it makes you look crazy. That's my opinion, and you don't need to listen to it. I just think if all you're saying is true, there's better ways to handle it other than dropping a tape. And I will say, he's talking about Ye here, because Ye's Def Jam. Def Jam is Universal, and Ye tried to go at Lucian, and what was Drake doing at that time? This is why Ye says the same stuff. So I will come at Ye for this. But when Drake is talking about, I'm trying to make that building a safer place for every artist. No, you're not. Shut up. We're not trying to hear that. Because Ye says the same stuff. Man, I'm trying to do this for all artists. No, this is self-serving. You guys want to do this for yourself. Because Drake, when Ye had the opportunity, or Ye was going at Universal, you shut up. You had your tails tucked between your legs, and you were getting fed dog treats by Lucian because you were happy. You were getting gourmet dog treats. You had that $600 million deal. And now that they switched up and they gassed up Kendrick, now you upset and you want to be the guy that's, oh, I'm going to take on the industry. I'm going to take on Universal. Listen, nobody's bigger than the program, not even Drake. And they've been assisting him since day one of his career. Like what conflict or what struggles has Drake had to go through in his career with his label or anything public perception wise? Like Ye had to go through My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, 2009 VMAs. He had to do the George Bush thing. Like there were plenty of times where Ye had to completely recover, which Drake didn't. Drake's been assisted since the beginning. So Drake's not no damn freedom fighter. Let's get this out of here. I don't want to hear any of that type of talk. So what happens is, Akademiks says this is fake. And he says this is a fake DM. Drake called Buddy a rat. He got mad and made up some fake DM to try to make the blogs and go viral. End of story. Source, the boy. So this guy pulls back up a video clip, and then he says, Akademiks, don't let Karen lie to you like that, broski. Now I'm thinking, what the hell else Holmes done lied about? And then he scrolls up. We get to see the entire conversation. And then Drake's talking about, I don't know no details, whatever. Now, I will say, I'm not even going to talk about the Stephon Diggs situation, because after hearing this, I looked at Stephon Diggs, and I seen, okay, he is a little zesty, but apparently a ton of football players are zesty. I don't know. But this guy also, he has his nails painted, things on his nails like Drake. So maybe Stephon Diggs thought he was like that. Maybe he got that vibe from him, and then he realized that he wasn't later on. I'm not saying that, but I'm just assuming. So Akademiks gets this guy on his live, and what I replied to before this happened is, if this is true, I don't see how Akademiks can defend Drake. Drake directly lying to you and disseminating that wrong information is complete disrespect to your reputation and career. It shows he does not care or respect what you have going on and is just using you as a mouthpiece. Now, if we are to take a look at the only interaction that Akademiks and Drake have ever had is this following IG Live clip. It's a classic.
Yo, Akademiks, dip from my live, man. Real talk, man. I'm really like that, bro. I need to dip from my live, man. Real talk.
There has never been another public interaction. We've never seen them take a pic together. Obviously, we've never seen them do an interview. Akademiks was doing a 15-hour stream where Drake said he was going to call him at the end of it, and Drake calls Kai Cenat instead. So on and so forth. But Akademiks decides to hear this guy's story out. And this is interesting the way he starts to defend him, because he asks this guy, yo, do you have any proof that this is real? And he's like, yeah, I could show you the proof. I could show you that I'm blocked right now, and I could show you the screen recording. And then Akademiks asks him, well, why were you screen recording? What? So if this guy didn't screen record, you'd say the proof isn't there. But now that he has the proof, it's why do you have the proof? This is a little bit mind-blowing. So I'm going to play you guys this clip first.
And if Drake had told me, yo, don't tell him, don't say it's me, but ABC with this shit, I would have immediately just out the source. So I know people like, I'm not Drake's bitch. I'm not his girlfriend. Okay? Rappers lie. Me dealing in music and me covering music, rappers lie. Here's how I treat it as a journalist. When you lie, I tell people you lied. Or I don't have to go back to Drake to be like, hey, did you have to? No, nigga. Yo, I heard that. Drake can't say, oh, I never told Act that. Can't say that. So if anybody lied, it's Drake lied. I'm good. I don't give a fuck after that. That's up to y'all. If y'all want to trust him, y'all trust his word. Or if y'all don't want to trust his word, y'all trust his word. Then I ain't telling him to lie to me, or I ain't telling him the truth. You told me something, I put it out, I sourced you. That's it. Now, I know people want me to have like this really like crying relationship. I said what I said. Drake told me A. The nigga put out B. I'm not looking at that at like that serious. I do kind of personally believe that Drake was trying to fall back from that because it didn't look good. I don't personally think he had to say he never said it. But that's what he chose to say. If you want to call Drake a liar, call him a liar. I told you, these rappers need to be accountable. I don't give a fuck.
So this clip completely is trying to deflect from the entire topic because, number one, trying to compare it to an artist, let's say a Lil Baby, a Playboi Carti, a Young Boy, giving you information in the future, so someone telling you drop dates, is not the same at all. Because that's something happening in the future. That's always subject to change. We're not going to call somebody a liar because they said, oh, we're going to drop April, and then they end up dropping September. We've seen that happen consistently. Now, if Playboi Carti says, oh, my last album was actually produced by this other guy instead of, I don't know, Filthy or something like that, then we would say, okay, Playboi Carti was lying. In this case, Drake is saying something that already happened didn't happen to you. He's lying to you. These two completely different cases. Future and past. Past is already set in stone. Future is always subject to change. And we all know that. And this is the thing. Nobody ever talked about Akademiks lying. And this is where Akademiks kind of tries to address it. He's like, oh no, he lied, not me. Nobody said that Akademiks was the liar. It's the lack of respect that someone has for your platform if they are going to tell you directly a lie, which can be proven wrong and potentially make you look bad. Because the whole thing that Ak has consistently had with Drake is fans of his and people just generally, they're like, yo, Drake does not mess with you. Drake doesn't like you. He doesn't think you're cool. He doesn't mess with you like that. He is using you as a tool, as an asset, because he realizes how valuable you are to him and his brand and his perception. And some of the reasons why people were saying he doesn't mess with him is he's never done an interview with him. He's never tapped in with him. He's never called him. I don't know if they've ever linked up. So all of the above. And then Akademiks would go on to say, well, you know, he doesn't owe me an interview. It's like, I don't need that from him, this and that, which is not the same energy that he's had with other artists, Chief Keef namely, when he was trying to do when he was trying to have Chief Keef come on his podcast. But, okay, we'll let that rock. So maybe he just doesn't have to do anything with you. That doesn't mean he's disrespecting you or your brand. Sure. But if someone's lying directly to you, and this is information that's getting put out, and then it gets exposed, how is that having respect for you? Is your man's going to do that? I don't know. Like, just think about it. If you have a friend, an acquaintance, whatever, and then you ask him, hey, is this true? And he says, no, it's not true. And then you're like, oh, can I put that out? And you put that out. Does that person mess with you? Clearly not. Like, they could say, yeah, it's true, but can you not put it out? It's like, yeah, I'm trying to fall back from that. I don't really want to make a comment on it. There's a million other things that could be said in order to respect your job, your journalistic integrity, etc. And like, Act tries to turn it into this whole thing where people are saying, oh, you guys think me and Drake are effing? And I'll play you guys that clip.
Nigga over there, he see all the shit. He read DMs. He over there, my nigga. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell y'all after that, okay? So, I know some people are like, they want me to be super upset. No, if I couldn't tell y'all that Drake told me, I'd be super upset. Or I'd go to Drake and say, give me the fucking proof. Drake told me. So either Drake lied or Drake didn't lie. I don't give a fuck, okay? So, I know people want me to be like butthurt. Me and Drake ain't fucking. Please stop thinking we are. The nigga cleared something up for me. I put it out. I could have not put a source, but I did. Source, Drake. If it turns out to be false, you know who the liar is. Drake. It ain't me. That's it. I'll back up from that after that. I'm not. No, so it is what it is. All right. So if y'all want to believe, the only thing I'll stand on, Akademiks ain't tell one lie from day 1 to day 20th. Okay? So if anybody's a liar in this situation, is Drake. Either he's the complete truth or he's a complete liar. And I don't give a fuck. Okay? That's it.
Like, nobody, the thing is with Drake, yo, we heard this is the thing. I'm Not Like Us out. I'm fed up with Not Like Us. It's not that I don't enjoy the song, but man, that song was played a lot. I've had enough of it. Well, Grant, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Like, you've got you lied on Drake, and then, if it turns out to be false, you know who the liar is, Drake. Hey, he lied again. So it's like, this song, it's amazing how it keeps manifesting itself, and it shows how Drake is spiraling, especially when we get into this LeBron thing, which will be a separate video because I want to talk about Fighting Irish. And initially, my opinion was, I like this move by Drake. I like the fact that he leaked this. But whatever Akademiks just dropped, which information he for sure got from Drake, again, and this Drake LeBron thing where it's outside of just the music, I really, really don't like it from Drake. And I think it just signals him spiraling. It's like, nobody's saying you and Drake are effing for him to not lie to you. It's just, and lie to you and have you stand up and say something. That's not something that people are cool with do to each other. Like, if Adam 22 gave Act this same scenario with Akademiks, would Akademiks be like, man, Adam 22 lied? Or would he go on a 5-hour Henny rant going in on Adam 22 for potentially putting him in a situation where his brand would look bad no matter how short of a time span it was before he cleared it up? Okay then, we got to be completely fair when it comes to these things. But I don't want to drag this out. Next video, not the direct next video, but within the next day or two, I'm going to drop the one talking about Drake and LeBron. It's probably going to take longer. Let's say within the next 5 days. I really want to get into that with a bit of detail. Yeah, this Chris Blake Griffith guy, it doesn't seem like he was lying. I really don't care about the Stephon Diggs potentially being a, whatever he's accusing him of. That's got nothing to do with me. And I would say that this guy was very, very consistent in his story. But yeah, like I said, Drake's got a spell on these grown men, man. It's just something like they're talking about, man, I love the boy. It's kind of like a contest for who's more in love with this guy. It's just, damn. Like, I love Drake music as much as the next guy. I mean, let's talk about Lil Wayne. I love Lil Wayne music. Hey, this part, I'm just going to ramble. So if you want to dip and you were here for the main topic, you could dip out right now. But yeah, I love Lil Wayne raps, right? But I'm not, like, Lil Wayne's music comes on, cool. Anything else Lil Wayne, I'm not really too concerned about. I loved Kid Cudi's music, right? Especially growing up. But Cudi be tripping a lot of the time. I'm not sure I would even want to meet Cudi. Ye, that's the GOAT. But Ye clearly cannot take criticism from anybody or someone that disagrees with him. And I'm not going to be like, man, like I love Yeezy. I'm like, yo, what the hell? The way they talk about him, it's as if he's this deity. It's a really, really bizarre. But I hope that guy gets justice if it's true, because the rest of his stories are consistent. And the thing is, people are like, yo, this guy smashes hella chicks, so he might not roll like that, the Stephon Diggs character. Dog, you know who else was with hella chicks? Diddy. These guys overdose on women and they start doing men. pause. You can't even say a pause on that. They just start doing it. I'm not surprised by this if it's true, but I'm not too interested in football. So whatever that guy got going over there, unless it intersects with hip hop again, then I'm probably not going to talk about him. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.